Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We are talking about Survivor 20 Heroes versus Villains, episode 90. You guys, we just shot our BB7 recap. And when I realized what we were going to be talking about in this episode, I straight up screamed in Sarah's ear. Sorry about that, Sarah.
It was like you forgot. You forgot what we were watching.
No, I did.
This is the episode that makes history.
Survivor history, not in the way that some people think it's going to be Survivor history, but
it's true. You can make good history and you can make not so good history.
Yeah, and this one is the latter. So we are coming off of the coach blindside, right? And Jerry is disappointed, obviously, like coach was her.
Well, yeah, it's a Jerry blindside too.
Yeah,
she
true.
Didn't
yeah,
know that was going to happen.
Absolutely. So she's thinking like, I'm probably next. Like, this is awful. But Russell's saying, I don't trust Sandra and Courtney. One of them are next. And I'm thinking Russell's running the show right now on the Villains Tribe. Yeah. So what he says is probably what's going to happen. It's probably going to be Sandra or Courtney.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the reality. I understand where Jerry's coming from. If your closest person goes, you assume you're next, but that's really not what's happening. Like, it really was against coach, and then it'll go back to Courtney and Sandra. Yeah. Unless Sandra can make some magic happen, which is how she got coach out in the first place.
That's right.
But that's not where we are yet. Okay.
No.
We get tree mail about a reward challenge.
Yes. And they have to rank their tribe members in order from like strongest to weakest. And it kind of explains what the challenge is, right? They kind of have an idea.
Yeah, it's talking about exactly what you have to do. It says it was used in Tocantins, so like they can kind of be aware of what it was. Yeah. And they know that a slender, small foot, maybe a lady, is better for this. Right. So they're thinking it's not just ranking like weakest to strongest. It's not like that kind of ranking.
Right. There's a bit more nuance to it. And so the villains are saying like, well, we have 5 ladies, like small feet, let's just have the ladies do it. Russell, you can sit out, which I think they're excited to like have a challenge where they could sit Russell out, like that's an advantage for the villains. Cause like Russell never sits out. It's usually Sandra or Courtney, but like in this case, Sandra and Courtney are maybe the ideal candidates for this kind of a challenge.
Right. Yeah. Courtney's got little feet.
Little teeny tiny feet. Now on the heroes side, they're trying to rank strongest to weakest. And Rupert's saying, listen, I'm the strongest person on the island. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Literally, JT did this. He's from Tocantins. He's like, Rupert, this is not what we're talking about. And he's like, I mean, if you want to rank me as weakest, fine, but I'm the strongest. And she's like,
just let the record show that I am the strongest person on the island.
Okay, sure. So they get to the reward challenge. We learn that if one person, because they're going against each other, one person drops, that other team gets the point. 3 points win.
Yep.
Whoever wins gets out back.
Now, when they all walk in, they see that coach has been eliminated, and this just is fuel to the fire of there's a women's alliance on the Villains Tribe.
Obviously, this proves it. Yeah. This is it. Clearly. Yes. All ladies alliance.
Right.
JT's heart is broken. He just can't handle powerful women running the show.
Men, all these poor men are getting eliminated. Like, I won't stand for it. Like, we have to find a way to stop this,
Oh, man. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. So Amanda gets to celebrate her 100th day of Survivor. She's the first person to ever make it to 100 days. Props to Amanda.
Yeah, totally.
And I will say, like, everybody made it to the 3rd foothold on the challenge. Like, nobody fell off in the first 2 rounds, which was great.
Right.
Very competitive. But that last one is so tiny. And this is where you do see the guys start to fall apart. And Colby is the first person who drops.
Did you see? It was like baby toes were the only thing hanging on. Yeah. It really was tiny. Colby out first, so Jerry gets the first point. Rupert out second, so Sandra's like, oh, I'm still good. I'll hang out up here. But no, she gets the second point.
And then Amanda, right, who's like really struggling, and she eventually drops.
Yes. So villains easily win this one.
Yeah, right. And while it's all happening, we've got Russell on the sit-out bench, and he's doing a little silent performance to JT, you know, a little wink, a little shrug, a little like, what am I supposed to do over here? I'm the only guy left. And JT is just like, oh man, I gotta help Russell. You know, he is just falling for it.
JT is like, hang in there, bud. He's like mouthing, hang in there. You're just like, JT, you don't know Russell. They're not like buddies. This isn't like Rob and Tyson playing together again, who are best friends. No, these guys don't know each other. Okay.
Yep. Well, we go on our Outback reward, and Sandra seems like someone I want to go drinking with. She is slurping up that daiquiri or whatever it is, like,
yes,
getting
like,
every little last bit. Yeah.
Keep them coming. Yeah, she's going hardcore on those daiquiris. But this is just another reason we love Parvati. Finally, someone finds a hidden clue and keeps it hidden.
Yeah. She's like, it's funny how it happens because she's like, I can't believe I'm using a napkin. And it just is like sticking. Again, it's like, if anybody had been looking, they could have seen it because it was like sticking out of the napkin. But everyone is so like focused on the foods and drinks and all of this stuff that she manages to like see it and like very stealthily, stick it away into her underwear. I don't know where she's hiding it at this point. Yeah. She says she stuffed it in her underwear, but that like feels like a lot of like maneuvering. But at any rate, it's in her lap somewhere. Yeah. And they're all laughing. Now she's keeping it hidden while they're all laughing about, oh, Rupert thinks it's a women's alliance. And like, everything's kind of out in the open to a certain extent on this tribe. Like everybody knows that Sandra and Courtney are together and the other four are together. So I think they can just have a good laugh that like the heroes have no idea what's going on, but they think they do.
Yeah, it is a good laugh. Although I'm still waiting for the girls to be like, wait, it's not good for them to think we're all aligned.
I know.
But I think that they just don't care about those heroes so much that they just are like, whatever.
Yeah.
So when Parvati finally gets up and leaves and Danielle kind of follows, they're going to go pee. And
I'm going to go pee.
What I found? Look what I found.
Yeah.
And Danielle's like, oh my God. And I'm like, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Like
yes. And I love that Parvati is being like extra strategic here. She's like she says, I want to show Danielle this like sign of trust, and I want her to trust me more than she trusts Russell. Like Parvati's thinking into the future here. Like it's a great thing she has going with Danielle and Russell, but one of these days she might need Danielle to potentially make a move against Russell. She's just like keeping her options open here, and I think it's great for her to share information with Danielle and just increase her position of power a little bit more within this tribe, because Russ, like we've said, Russ was very much running things, but now Parvati and Danielle know something that Russell doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week a little bit of how like Parvati is putting on a show for Russell.
Yes.
It's not like she's like, yeah, whatever he says, I'm going to do. She does not think that he is the king of Survivor. Yeah. She is the queen of Survivor, and well, minus Sandra, but she is like, no, I am in charge of my game, and I need to make sure Danielle is more loyal to me than anyone else, including Russell. And we will let Russell know what he needs to know when he needs to know it, but it's not everything all of the time.
Your video is a little bit choppy on my side, but hopefully it's fine. It seems fine now. It was just a little bit. I could hear you perfectly, so let's not even worry about it. But now back at Heroes Camp, JT doesn't care about steak. I've eaten 1,000 steaks. I don't need a steak. Like, I don't. Okay.
Why are you still talking about it, JT? Why are you still talking about the steak? Move on from the steak.
Well, he does move on to his master plan, Sarah.
He's got a brilliant idea, David. Brilliant. What if they gave Russell the idol?
Right.
That way he could get one of the girls out instead of him. They get the girls alliance down in numbers. Then when they merge, they bring Russell over to them. That's going to give the heroes guaranteed the numbers after merge.
What could go wrong with this plan?
What could possibly go wrong?
Right? I mean, and so they're saying like, it's kind of like an, if we win the next immunity, we'll do this, right? We'll give this idol to Russell, and because he's saying like, I'm pretty sure this is our last tribal immunity. We're gonna merge the next time.
Right.
So like,
before
if we win this, let's scoot the idol over to Russell just to make sure that he's safe, and then he's gonna come over and work with the 5 of us. Like, oh, of course, duh. Like,
sure.
What? And the only person who really is questioning it is Amanda, and she's saying like, but we don't know that he's not in with the girls.
We have no idea what's going on in the villains camp. We have no idea. We're not over there. We're just assuming. Why are we giving them power? Why are we giving them an idol?
Yeah. But even Candace, like Amanda approaches Candace privately in the jungle, and she's like, how do we really feel about this? And Candace is like, well, I mean, I don't know. It gets the idol away from JT. So, maybe I don't mind it so much.
And like, I get what Candace is saying, because she has been sort of against JT for a while now. She doesn't trust JT. And so knowing that he has access to an idol is concerning. But I also feel like this is just bigger picture, that they don't really understand idols yet. Right.
Yeah. This
is the first time we've seen Parvati like secretly find an idol. The rest of them are like, what's this thing? Oh, we have a group idol.
Oh
like they don't fully get it, to the point that the villains were like, we're not even gonna, if you have this idol, you're dead to us. Like, they were about to rule it out.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's partially that they don't fully think that idols are that important to keep. Might as well just give it to someone else and, hope that we can get the numbers on our side.
I know. It's just the craziest plan, because it's bizarre to me that like these people didn't think, okay, but like, what if we give the idol to Russell and he doesn't do what we want him to do? And then he has an idol and he can do whatever he wants. Like, once the idol is out of your possession, you have no more power. So you're
giving someone power. And what if there's not an all girls alliance? What if Russell's just fine? What if Russell doesn't want to work with you and now he has your idol? What if?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we go over to the heroes camp and we see Danielle and Parvati scurry off with the shovel, and they find. Oh, did I say heroes? Yes. Sorry. The villains, Parvati and Danielle, have gone off into the jungle, and they dig up that hidden immunity idol very quickly. And
they do.
The editors tried to make it seem like Russell was like scooting his way on over there and he was going to bust them. But like, I think they found it very safely. There was no risk of anybody finding them because it happened so quickly. And so now they've got, the secret between the two of them. And Parvati's like, I just want to see Russell squirm a little bit.
Yeah, I love it, Parvati. Thank you. I thought the editing was really, really good here, because I was nervous. I was like, oh, Russell's walking down the beach. He's walking down the beach. But like, they're in a totally different place on the island. So no big deal. Okay. So they have their idol. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Back over to Hillens. I was going to say Hillens.
We're not at the merge yet. When we merge, it's the Hillens.
It's the Hillens. Okay. Great. Heroes.
Yes.
Out of the blue, JT has a pen and a notepad. What?
When did this happen? I mean, I think the producers are like, this is too good. We've got to give him the pen and paper. Like this whole thing is insane. And it's whatever he needs, folks.
Right.
Everybody on staff, whatever JT wants to make this happen, we're going to make it happen.
He wants to write a letter to Russell, and they're like, great, I got a notepad right here.
Helicopter the pen in. Great. We're all set. Okay. So he's composing what ends up being this like love letter to Russell, saying like, I'm your savior. You must know. I wouldn't waste my time or yours, but you must know that you're in danger tonight. And so I'm giving you this idol, and you must use it to save yourself and get Parvati out of the game. And then when we merge, you'll come and you'll be with us, and destroy this paper as soon as you're done reading it. It's just like a Mission Impossible letter. Like, it's so stupid.
And he's reading it out loud to the rest of the heroes. Rupert's loving it. He's laughing. This is amazing.
It's like dinner theater. They're like eating it up. They're like, oh, JT, this is genius.
They love it. And I am cringe, but it's also amazing television. So thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
let's go to immunity where this is gonna go down.
Yeah, right. So in the immunity challenges, they're out in the ocean and they have to drag these puzzle bags through the water, over this like twisted rope obstacle course kind of thing. And the heroes,
a totem pole
right,
puzzle.
ended up a totem pole puzzle, correct. Yes, thank you. And I believe the heroes kind of get a lead, but regardless, we are left with Colby and Russell on the platforms together.
Right. Because they're going one at a time down this thing. So the last two are Colby and Russell. And so Colby obviously was given the mission to relay some information to Russell. And he's like, dude, you're next, right? You gonna go tonight? And he's like,
yeah, it's me.
Yeah. JT has something for you. Go to JT. And Russell's just like, oh, okay. And then you vote out Parvati.
Well, she's running the show, says
Russell. Oh, yeah, get her.
And Colby's like, get her ass. And then Russell is just so there with it, like he doesn't hesitate for 1 second. He's like, I wish I could shake your hand, bro. And Colby's like, there'll be plenty of time for that. Like, so confident that this is gonna work. Like, everything's working out perfectly for the heroes. They just feel so good about it.
So dramatic. All of these dudes are so dramatic about it all.
They're like, we're gonna get these
Russell
women.
knows. Yeah, Russell knows exactly what to say to like play up all of this. So once the two of them finally get to go, like Colby's way ahead of Russell, the heroes get to the puzzle first, then they finish it before Russell even finishes his obstacle course.
Yeah.
Russell's probably taking all the time in the world because he was just told something. So he's like, I'm just trudging through the water, guys.
Oh my God. So the heroes finish, and where does Russell go?
Beeline. I've never seen someone move so quick. They're like, heroes win. And Russell's like, cool. JT, where's JT?
Hey, whoa. I just wanted to hug JT first before anybody else.
Right in. And they just do this like quick. JT's got it in his shoe. They do a nice little sly handoff. Russell is like grinning from ear to ear, and they just lost. If anyone was paying attention, you'd be like, why is Russell so happy?
And the handoff like happened in front of everybody. Like they just were all distracted. But if anybody had looked over, they would see Russell stuffing something into his cargo pants pocket. Like, I couldn't believe the handoff went so smoothly, but nobody seemed to notice that Russell got a little something from JT. I just was like, I rewound the part with Colby and Russell on the platforms at least 3 times because I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this on like an iconic all-star season of Survivor. Like, this is so great. And Russell can't believe it. Like I think when he was on the platform, you could see him mouth like, wow. Like he took a second to like take in what he was just told, and he can't. I would feel like the king of Survivor too if I were him in this moment. Like, I can't do anything wrong. The people on the opposite tribe are literally giving me advantages. What?
Yes.
Am I bulletproof? Yeah, I think I might be.
His ego is already way too big, and then this stuff is happening. He's on a mountain right now. He's like, I'm king of the world.
Yeah.
What? No, it's bonkers. Okay, first we go to the heroes camp because they're all celebrating what they've just done.
They've made history, Sarah.
JT says we've made Survivor history, and you're like, oh no, but in the wrong way.
No, it's not going to go how you think it's going to go.
Watch this back. Oh no.
God, because then we get like, dun, 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 like jokey music.
There is like, it's like circus music under them talking, and Rupert's like, Russell is beaming from ear to ear right now. We saved him. And you're like, yeah, and it's like da 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 da.
Yes.
Cut to the best. David, this is the best scene on television. This is such good TV.
It was insane what I was watching. Like, Parvati and Russell are on the beach together having a good laugh. This is the Survivor history I think that is made. I don't think a player in Survivor has been laughed at so hard ever before in Survivor history. And Parvati is just being so like melodramatic because the letter is melodramatic. And the way she's reading it outside, like, find a place to read this in private, and just like mocking every line of this letter. And it's very much like, who does this guy think he is? Like, what is JT thinking?
Yeah, the fact that Survivor allowed her to read, I think 90% of the letter. I mean, any other edit, you're gonna just show Parvati reading one line and then they talk about it. No, they let her read the whole thing, stop with commentary, her iconic giggle. I mean, this was so good. She is roasting him, and Russell is like laughing along the way.
He's like, can you believe this? It's just so crazy because the way the letter's written is as if Russell's never played before, right? Like it's as if someone is like a mentor and they're sending their protege a letter on like how to play Survivor.
Yeah.
But Russell's played before. But interestingly, and we sorted this out before we started rolling here, I didn't know this, but you said that they have not seen Russell play.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Russell played the season right before this, and we know how like that just hasn't aired yet. So that's airing while this season is being played, while they're playing. So Survivor actually booted someone because Russell was such a big character on his season that they were like, you're out and we're going to bring Russell on this season. So no one knows. JT literally doesn't know anything about Russell. And is just assuming he's some sort of like victim over here. He's on a villain's tribe. And that's what I loved about what Parvati is saying. She was like, you don't give a villain your heart. Like JT gave Russell his heart. And Russell's going to stab that heart. And then she said something like, I'm probably going to eat it. I don't know. But that's the point. Like, you don't know him. He's on a tribe called villains.
Yeah, and he's on that tribe for a reason. So
he's not a lost puppy dog. He does not need your help. What are you doing? And Parvati's like, I can't believe he won. Yeah, JT is like one of our only winners on this time.
I know.
So many of them.
Yeah.
She's just like, he's a winner?
Just not a good look for JT. Yeah. But then it becomes, they're starting to talk about like, they have their good laugh at JT. And then they're like, let's talk about the vote. Like, we're still going to tribal. Russell's like, I don't need to use this immunity idol. I'm going to hold on to this hidden idol. But like, let's figure out, is it going to be Sandra or Courtney? Like this was set up at the very beginning of the episode, but now it's basically, they also assume that the merge is coming soon. So like, who's more likely to flip when we do get to the merge? Is it Courtney or Sandra? Russell initially thinks Courtney is more likely to flip because she's got Amanda over on that side, who she has played with before.
Sure. And like, I don't think he's ever really gotten along with Courtney.
Yeah.
She's not good at challenges. They've talked about getting her out several times. So Courtney's the easy vote. They're all like kind of like, yeah, easy vote. The only little glitch is that Parvati has a conversation with Courtney, and Courtney kind of reveals like, yeah, no, I'm with you. Like yeah, you and Amanda, like that's their mutual person over on the other side, and Parvati's like, oh, really? With me?
Yeah. Parvati's like, oh, well, if you're loyal to me specifically, like that's what Courtney's saying. Like, I'm loyal to you, not necessarily like I'm loyal to the villains tribe. Like I'm with you, Parvati. And Parvati's like, oh, well, in that case, like, let me see what I can do.
Yeah. But she knows she can't press too hard. I mean, she does bring it up with her peeps. They talk about it. It does open up a little debate of like Sandra versus Courtney versus Sandra, so they talk about it. But yeah, ultimately Parvati can't really like stick her head out for Courtney at this point.
Yeah. And the other thing they do discuss in that little foursome when they're talking about Sandra versus Courtney, Russell does show the immunity idol, the hidden immunity idol, to Jerry and Danielle. So all four of those people now know that he's, got this idol from the Heroes tribe, and they're just.
And they can all laugh about it. All can just laugh at how dumb JT is.
Yeah. So we go to tribal, right? And it's all about like trustworthiness and alliances and, who can we trust when the merge happens, which is like any day now.
Yeah. Basically, it just gave them all a chance to like attack another person and then attack another person and then be like, you did this and then like you did this and you're with Russell and you're just like, I was with Rob, and it's just like, just like kind of going micro attacks.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
And it's my favorite part was like Danielle and Sandra, because you can't win in an argument against Sandra. So Danielle kind of like tries to call Sandra out for being shady and this and that and manipulative. And Jeff's like, oh, well, give me an example. And Sandra's like, yeah, give me one too. Like, you're going to come after me right now. And so then it's like them back and forth. But Sandra's just got that way of like twisting things. And if you come at her with something, she does like the, well, but you thing, and just kind of like gets you back into a corner, and you just can't beat her. It's so fun to see her watch her argue with people.
Yeah, for sure. So we eventually do go vote, and I don't think we see anybody's vote. We just get the votes read, and the first one is Jerry, but all the rest are Courtney.
Which was Courtney voting for Jerry. She had told Parvati she was going to do that, so that was no surprise. But Parvati obviously did not successfully lobby anyone to keep Courtney, and she is gone. So
here's my question, though, because then Jeff says, so tomorrow Parvati gets to celebrate her 100th day. And I was like, how did Amanda get one more day than Parvati?
I was wondering that.
They both played the same season and both sat at Final Tribal together.
Well, they both played Micronesia, right?
Yes.
That was the one that Parvati won. And yeah, Amanda was Final Tribal with her. Did Amanda have another season?
Where she played one day?
Yeah, I didn't want to look. Yeah, I don't even think that's possible. Like, I think the first vote out is day 3 on Survivor. Right. Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did that season, is there something like in the beginning, like she showed up a day before Parvati did?
Maybe. Yeah, I wanted to look it up because I was like, I'm not as familiar with Amanda as I am with Parvati in terms of her Survivor history. So I was like, oh, I want to look this up, but I don't want any spoilers. So I didn't. But yeah, I was curious about that too. I was like, how is it one day different between the two of them?
How would they be one day off? Yeah, very confusing. But yeah, they both got 100 days before anyone else. Yeah. And well, now, wait a minute. Oh, now we sound dumb. Oh, gosh.
This would be their 3rd season each.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Yes, obviously, so one season is 39 days.
Yes. So it takes 3 seasons to get to 100. Here we go, people. We worked it out. We got to it. We are smart.
This is stuff we should work out privately before we go live on the internet.
We're with our patrons here. We're all patrons, together.
Look, math. Sometimes I forget to do math. The one season is 39 days, not 100. Okay. Great. Okay. Moving on.
So next week is the merge. Now, this is a little bit of a later merge than I'm used to. I'm more like post-season 20 in terms of the seasons of Survivor that I've seen. And usually we merge around like 12, 13 people. But this is final 10 that we're merging with for Heroes Villains. And it's interesting because it is an even split, like 5 each going into the merge. So that is going to make things super interesting.
Yes, and Russell has a extra idol. Thank you, Heroes. And Parvati has a secret idol. Yeah. And so it looks like fun times are ahead, you guys.
It does seem like the villains are positioned well going into this merge because the heroes gave away their power to the villains tribe.
They sure did. You might have wanted to hold on to that as a group like you first talked about.
Yeah.
But you didn't. So here we are making Survivor history. Here we are. Okay, yay. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being patrons. We're having fun watching this season. It's nice to still have a little Survivor in our lives, right?
It is. It really is. And we're going to have, we're still doing BB7 on the main channel. I'm sure all of you are watching that. We're also going to try to do some more BB22 content. We just want to speculate.
We just want to keep making more content. First off, come on. We want to, but speculating is fun.
Yeah, we love that. And I just I feel like it's like manifesting it, right? Like the more we talk about BB22, the more likely it is to happen.
Oh, and a big Christy fan over there is really into manifesting.
Oh my God. Do I love Christy more than, no, I won't even say it. I can't even say that.
No, you don't love her more than Reem. Stop it.
I don't really love Christy at all. I'm just like, now you're like calling me out and I'm like, oh my God, do I secretly love Christy and not even know it? Oh, I have to stop this line of thought right now in its tracks.
Reem.
That's right. Yeah.
Queen Reem. Just think that. All right, you guys, we will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. 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 Bye.